into the elderly thing, but I have to remember too. Oh, I can't just be talking to. And somebody in the comments said it, and I am gonna say I agree. Somebody said that the elderly people just be talking crazy because we feel like the young people should have respect and they shouldn't come at us aggression for aggression. And sometimes I got to catch myself because. Right now, I'll give you an example. Right now, I'm staying at a hotel, right? I'm down in a little town in Texas and I'm working. And the young man that's in the lobby, what did he do? Oh, I said, can you please come fix the TV? It's not working. He never came up. So I go down there and I'm huffing and puffing. I'm mad. And so my tone was a little off to him. And he says, well, I forgot. And he said, I just walked in here. Now I don't give a damn if you just walked in here. You started off the wrong way, talking about you just got here. That I don't give a fuck about. I care about my TV. I'm tired. I've been working all day. Are you going to come up here and fix it or not? And you shouldn't have said you were coming if you were. And then as I'm going off, I had to catch myself. I said, this young man is on his job. You're a customer. He's not being ignorant with you. Your tone is too aggressive. And I piped down. The next day, me and that young man started talking. He's only 20 something years old, maybe 22 or 24. And we were talking and I said something. He said, my son. I said, your son? I said, how old is your son? I'm thinking he's going to say 2 or 3. He says 14. I said, what'd you do? Have him when you were 10? He said, yes. And I looked. He was raised in the hood. He got the tats but I wasn't scared. I didn't give a fuck, but I should have because how he was raised, he could have went left with me. And I am older, and that little boy would have whooped my ass. I got that thing on me, but who wants to use that? Who wants to go to court? Who wants to do all that? I'm not trying to be out in this world hurting anybody when I should have piped down. And I caught myself. Anita should have caught herself.
But Texas, I will say that goes back to what a lot of us were saying too about customer service nowadays. You saying he came back, oh, I just got back in. Well, sir, I asked you this. You should have been took care of this. Yeah. You should have been took care of this. That's the customer service skills we're talking about. It's lacking now.
It is. It is. They don't give a damn.
They sure don't.
But they're not being paid to give a damn either. Listen,
and be bubbly and say, hey, how you doing? They just look me in my face.
Let me say
they do the job that they signed up for, though, host. That's like when I worked at the place and when my daughter worked at Brahms. She knew she was only making $9 and some change. She knew that.
Right.
That young man probably has a felony and can't get a better job. He got a 14-year-old. He was raped at 10 years old because I asked him by some 17-year-old. I didn't ask him if he was raped, but I said, you had a baby at 10? He said, yeah, she was 17. I tell you right then and there, she raped him because ain't no 17-year-old girl should be interested in no 10-year-old boy. So exactly. he said, and I looked at him, he says, listen, you won't even understand where I grew up. I grew up in the hood. And I knew right then and there he probably can't get a better job. So now you got me that makes 6 figures, right? I make well over 6 figures. I'm paid in full. And I have no reason to be as grumpy as I am. You know what I'm saying? In that I'm single and probably, you use a little bit, whatever that situation is, but I'm grumpy, been working all day. I'm tired. So I come down there and I'm snapping on him. Now he had every right, honestly, to get up with me on the same level because at the end of the day, I had no right to come. He's on his job. I should have been more respectful. And you know what? Before I clock up out of here, I am going to apologize to him and I'm going to give him a nice little tip because he was nice to me the next day. He came up, he fixed the TV. And actually, when I came back this week, that was last week. When I came back this week, he put me in a suite. And I wish y'all could see this goddamn suite. Look like hell. He called himself put me in a suite. I'm just saying.
So was he be okay?
You know what, host?
He said he's mixed with he looks be okay, but he said he's not. He says he's Mexican and Italian or something, but he looks like he's black.
Some people reach a breaking point.
You basically just told us that you were the milder Miss Grayson. You were the milder Miss Grayson, but you checked yourself. But the whole time he de-escalated. He didn't even go there with you. So that's what I'm saying. I think we're all proving some form of points. They could have de-escalated. She stepped up to Miss Grayson. She didn't have to do that. So we're all kind of circling around the same thing, but he de-escalated with you. He didn't even go there with you.
But who was that earlier said the older person should know better? Because I'm older, I should have more wisdom than the young man that I approached.
So I think it was either Lex or the other girl.
But sometimes younger people have wisdom too, though. They do.
Yep.
I
Right.
mean,
We
I
have to give
should
them
have
that.
had more.
And
Miss
like you
Grayson
said,
should have had more.
he de-escalated it, and he was being professional about it. He was, you know what I'm saying? That's all they had to do too. That's all we saying. That's all they had to do too. That's all they had to do.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with how much money they make an hour, because at the end of the day, that's a job that you apply for, you interview for, and you're getting paid for.
Right.
And if it wasn't for Miss Grayson and several other customers, you wouldn't have a job. Because if we were coming
Exactly.
there,
Listen, I'm going through menopause. I'm moody as fuck. I mean, we could say, well, that's no excuse, but it is, because y'all are saying, well, regulate your emotions. But when you're going through menopause, chemically, your body's just imbalanced, just like a woman that's on her menstrual cycle. So sometimes it goes haywire. It's a medical condition. Menopause is a
Why
fucking
can't we
medical condition.
extend that to Miss Grayson then? Why
I
can't we
think
extend that same grace and that excuse to Miss Grayson? That's what I'm
because
saying.
she's
It's like it don't
75,
matter
her
what color.
menopause is over.
Well,
That's why.
it may be over. You
But
know,
we
hey,
know
look,
they
she
were
probably need her
raised
coffee.
differently too. The what are they? Gen X?
They were
Is that
raised
Yeah,
differently.
I'm X. I'm 53.
okay?
I'm
So
X.
baby boomers. The baby boomers was raised differently.
Yep.
They weren't really raised to regulate their emotions. They're very emotional.
And you know,
what you
and then
see is
if
what you
you
get.
steady doing your research, they talk about us as BLK people, how we still suffer from PTSD due to those days that our great grandparents and ancestors went through. Even though we didn't go through
Yep.
that same form of it, but however, we still go through it in a systemic level, on a corporate level, on so many different levels, you know. And I feel like that sometimes we're not extended that same grace as these white tea people are. They cry these dry white tears, but when we get all emotional, you know, we're aggravated, we're aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
we're this. We just cannot be looked at as just having a day. Just
Yep.
having a day. It's okay for them to take a mental health day, but when we try to take that same day, it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is this and this is this. She's so aggressive. We don't get that same extension of grace.
We have anger issues. It's not no mental
Yes.
health. It's anger
Exactly.
issues.
I read somewhere that
Lovely
the
one said,
drive
and
through
Gen
lady.
Z, Lovely one said, and Gen Z regulates emotions. Y'all crash out so hard. That term came from y'all.
I read somewhere that the employees spit on Miss Grayson and call her the B word.
I heard that she used a slur. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it was. I was on Facebook, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tizzy Entertainment. He had shared this one video from TikTok, and then he also said that she had used a slur. And I was like, that's something new. I don't know how true that is. He's supposed to be a very good source to go to, so I'm not sure, but I just want to see what is going to be the outcome in all of this, because we have no audio. We don't really know what really happened. We only have the employee's account. So I'm just interested in learning who else was in the restaurant and what they're going to say.
So who's supposed
Exactly.
to serve, Miss
We don't know why she
Grayson?
was going in there to go get her refund or whatever happened at the drive-through. But I do know from watching the full video this morning that they touched her. That was a swinging door that they were in between. Yeah, she was yelling and everything else, but she never leaned into that door. They touched her. The door leaned out. And once the hands got laid on her, she pushed her back, kind of like shuffled, and then she punched. If anybody lay their hands on me, that's the same reaction that any normal person would have. But I'm trying to figure out, why does she not get a pass? Because she's upset with her order.
Right.
Thank you.
And that's why I
Thank
said
you.
it's
Exactly.
natural to be upset about your order. People are making it seem like, oh, that's not normal. Why did she go in? Because either give her a refund or fix her order. That's why.
Say
That would have been the end of it. They could have said, ma'am, where's your card? That could have been the end of it. But no, they wanted to go back and forth, put their hands on her, and then when she reacts, now it's okay for me to jump the counter. Now it's okay for us to
customer's
be on
always
top of her
right.
while she's on the ground.
Thank
Now
you.
it's okay for all these black BLK people to watch this woman unalive on camera. And nobody's
And
upset.
think it's okay. and think she got what she deserved. That's what disgusts me. That's what turns
Yeah,
Right.
people
me.
been saying
Think
she
she
got what
got
she
what she
deserved.
deserved.
She
It's
came in
very
hot, left
disgusting.
out cold. They think it's funny.
I know
That's
one
It
the
thing.
ain't
My
that
message.
shit is funny.
75-year-old
It
grandmother is
disgusts me.
serious about everything, anything, and everything. She's serious. The younger generations, we're not so serious about everything. They've seen slavery. They've seen people getting lynched.
Right,
They've seen all this stuff that we haven't had to see. So now we're taking it for granted. Yeah, this lady was upset, but we're not trying to figure out why. Why was this lady even upset? Why did
right.
she have to get her 75-year-old tail out of her car to get this situated?
They could have been
Like she
disrespecting her
wanted
in
to
the
get out of her car
drive-through. What
anyway.
made her get out and go
Nobody
with her?
want to get
And I
out their
think that's
car.
exactly what happened,
Nobody.
Black.
Say it. It started in the drive-through. They could have been disrespectful
Could
in
have
the
been
drive-through.
disrespecting her then.
And by that lead
Crazy.
putting their hands on her, like she touched her shoulder or she touched her and kind of shoved her, that's a trigger. You don't know what that
Looking
lady
at
been
these
through. Just like they say,
BLTs
oh, you
on
don't
here
know what
talking
that
about
lead
she
been through.
got what
Well, you
she
don't know what that lady
deserved.
been through. Putting your
Can y'all
hands
see
on her
my
like that, that's a
can
trigger.
y'all see can y'all see my poll I started? Or nah?
Anymore.
I don't
I
see
answered
anything.
it.
Okay.
It's
It was
not
Okay,
on
I'll
it
already.
try to do it
anymore.
I don't
again, but I
know.
want to know. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you believe that the family should be compensated by Tim Horton, or put a thumbs down if you believe that they should not receive any money. Because what I want to know from the panel is, now Miss Grayson is gone. Does Tim Horton restaurant owe her family some money or not?
They absolutely do, because
Because
it's the same. I don't know if you